And hi, everyone. Good morning, or almost actually good afternoon.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bridget from Shift One Degree.
And I'm Dana from Big Dot Consulting.
So today we're talking about the benefits of self-awareness. And we was covering a bit on Tuesday. We kind of think that this is, especially during lockdown, we can only be aware of ourselves actually, because we are so most of us are either in a situation where we're on our own, or maybe we're staying with one other person or family. But either which way, I think it's a lot of time for self-reflection and self-awareness.
Exactly. And this is exactly the time to actually start build ourselves, and get
Yeah.
ourselves to where we want to be in life. So to check and reflect and see, okay, what do we want to get better in? So that's why I really like the topic of self-awareness, because for me, it's also from the marketing side, it's really linked to the self-branding and how to brand yourself. Because if you know yourself and you feel aware to yourself, you will have an amazing brand, because that's what people are looking for you to be authentic and to share your story. And that's it. That's what they feel the connection to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that the self-awareness, it kind of forces you to take responsibility, and whatever's not working in your life on any level is what are you doing about it, and who are you becoming in that process. So that ties in with the first one, which is better relationships. So the more aware. So I just want to share a bit of a story. Doing this part-time work with Say Yes as a transition specialist, I'm very, 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 very lucky to have mentoring sessions with the operations director. So he has sessions with all of us that's part of the team once a week. And I can tell you, it's amazing how when you have the accountability and a discussion with somebody, suddenly all the things that you think, oh, well, that person did this and this person did that and that person did that. It's like, no, actually, it's you, really. It's all about you. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. I just mean your relationships improve the more that you improve yourself and work on yourself. That's what I mean. So better relationships.
And it's like I gave you once, I think, the example. I look at it from a personal perspective of my life. Like I made some changes in my behavior. And I remember when I went to visit my family, I was looking at my butt and say, like, wow, you really made some changes. Like, wow, we're connecting much better. I said, like, no,
Yeah.
you changed. Then I realized that by me changing myself, I helped him to change. And that's how our relationship that changed. And that's how he became better. So think about it, work on yourself, be aware about yourself, and that's going to make it easier for you to actually communicate with them, have it. And it's actually also, I can link it to the second one, to improve your mood, because it is part of it. I know we all in lockdown and it's depressing, and some of them feeling maybe that the business is stuck and we're not getting it to where we want it to be, and that maybe things are not working as we wished, and maybe we're missing some alcohol as well. That's also
Can you say that after our conversation before we started? Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
but it's all about a mindset. Change your attitude. That's just something we spoke about already, and we've got videos in that as well. That's going to help you to change your mood. If you're going to be in a good mood, you're going to attract good thing and positive things to your life, and that's what you want. If you want to be a type of person that's going to be grumpy all the time, you're not going to attract many people, and you're not going to improve your relationship as well. Who wants to
Yeah.
be with you all the time grumpy?
And it's
Things are
interesting
fun.
when you wake up in the morning, or when I wake up in the morning, like the first thing that I do, so I've got into a habit of, I'm reading The Road Less Traveled, so I'm reading a very good book at the moment. So I read for about an hour. But you literally have that conscious decision, choice, thought of, okay, so how do I feel? So nothing's wrong, right? So you've got no aches, no pains, like nothing is physically wrong, nothing is mentally wrong. So you literally have that conscious choice of going, okay, how do I feel today? And in that moment, like I looked outside and I was like, oh, today's going to be amazing. The rain stopped, which means I can go for a run, which means my day is going to be awesome. But that was a choice, like you can make it any way which you want it to be. Definitely. You
So what have
control.
you decided today? The people that watch us, are you in a happy mood today, or are you in a grumpy mood today? Maybe you're mad, but it is part of it. Like if you change your mindset to a positive mindset and you're much more aware, even if you're having, like you're upset with yourself that you haven't completed something that you wanted to do, don't be that upset. Say, okay, that's fine. I allowed myself not to do this today. I'll do it tomorrow. And that's it, just let it be. Don't let it impact your mood.
And don't add the story to it. For me, that's the big thing. It's like, it's fine if you're sad or mad or whatever. It doesn't, I mean, realistically, you're not going to be like, "Woo, I love everybody all the time and life's amazing." I get that, because that's not realistic. That's not how life is.
Yeah.
Just don't put a drama to it. So you feel a bit sad or a bit grumpy or whatever. That's cool. That's fine. And just be with that, and don't make it a whole drama that it lingers on for a whole week, you know?
It's true. And I always say just accept it, acknowledge it, allow it to be, but don't
Yeah.
let it stay there. Just let it pass.
Because then it ties into the next one, which is you make better decisions. Because if your state of mind is clear, like I was recently speaking to somebody who made a really, really bad decision. And the reason she made a bad decision is because it was her state of mind. I mean, I've done it. I think we've all done it. You know, we're feeling anxious, we're feeling worried, we're feeling stressed. And we make this really impulsive, rash decision. Afterwards, we think, oh my gosh, why did I make a decision? Like you just can't make a good decision when you're not being rational, you're not emotionally
So
feeling.
I'll add something to that from a different angle. So, once I was having a chat with actually my sister, and she was saying, like, because I was thinking, like, am I making the right decisions in my life? Then she said something nice. There's no such thing as a right decision or as a wrong decision.
Love
You
that.
made the decision that you needed on that specific moment. That's what you felt. That's what you've done. But if you have a clear mind and you are thinking clearly, so the decision will get you to a better place. She will help you to jump ahead in that stage. But there's not really such a thing as a bad decision, because that's what you felt at that moment. That's why you need to make sure that you're in the right mindset to make up that decision.
Exactly. There's no such thing as a bad decision. I agree with you, but sometimes there can be an irrational, impulsive decision that afterwards, when you have a little bit of time, you've calmed down, maybe road rage or something. And then afterwards you calm down, you thought, well, I didn't really need to get that annoyed. The guy cut in front of me and he swore at me, but I didn't need to respond that way. So yes. Yeah.
So I think it's also very true in business, because a lot of us, what happens is sometimes when you get an email, even from a client or from a supplier, and you read it and you're so like mad at that person. So, or like even in relationships. But what I like to do, I actually write it down the way I think at that moment. So I let all the steam out, and then I delete it and rewrite it in a nice, polite way. And if it's on other stuff, I sometimes just write it and I let it stay aside. And then I'll read it after a few hours and I'll say, okay, do I still feel the same? Most of the time, I figured out that I'm overreacting. So that's why I really agree with this, that like, don't rush into making decisions.
Yeah.
Think before you actually act.
Yes.
And that will take us also to the fourth one, the fourth tip on what are the benefits of self-awareness. And you can, guys, feel free to share with us what you think as well. What helps you to be aware to yourself, and how is it working for you, especially now in this lockdown. But the second one is that to have a better and a more effective communication. And that's the key. Because like I always compare it that, like, think about it, that if you're in a relationship, you have the time to work on that communication.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have that patience. But in business, you don't have that time. You don't have this, and you need to really work on it. And that's why you really need to target the right target market for you, because that can make the communication easier for you. You still need to work on it and make sure that it's very effective, because you want to get the most out of it.
Yeah, and from a personal development perspective with communication, what I find amazing, and for someone like yourself, where you are not from here and it's a different culture, it's a different language, everything's completely different, I just think it must be unbelievably challenging to try and really understand the other person, because I take myself and someone else who's got well, I just want to finish out with both speaking English, similar background, similar everything, and yet we can both have a conversation about something or experience something, have this huge blowout about it, and actually, when you start unpacking it, we were saying the same thing, but communication is really hard. So yeah, please share. Yeah.
No, so when I first came here, I will never forget this time. I was sitting in the office and someone told me, one of the suppliers, okay, I'll get it to you, but I'll get it now. I didn't know what's now means. In my logic thinking, now means immediately. That's going to happen very fast. Then I realized that South African people, if they tell you now, that means that you can dream on and keep on waiting.
One day.
So that's part of like a communication that wasn't going that well. Because I was like, what do you mean now? It means now. It doesn't mean like, like in a later on stage, if any. So that's also something that I needed to learn when I came here, but I fully agree. That's why my communication today is way better than I first arrived to the country, because I learned the small things, the small slangs, the small stuff that like you guys pay attention from your culture that I'm not used to. And that's the nice thing. But as well, like even on everything, we need to have a better communication, because that's the key. If we're not going to able to communicate with each other, we won't be able to get ahead. And like, if you're not able to communicate with your clients, how can you close the deal? How can you make them be happy and give you a positive feedback as well, and things like that? So, and recommend you to other people. If you haven't building your communication, but you can do it by being aware to yourself and by being aware also to the situation. Because sometimes we don't find the right way to explain ourselves or express ourselves to someone else. But if we are aware to the situation and aware to ourselves, we will know how to improve it so we can get better.
I think but also it's intention. So I think the intention's a big thing, because if you are saying something, so say for example, I phone you, not because I'm genuinely interested, possibly because I want to know how you're doing and how everything's going, but I'm phoning you because actually I want you to respond. I want you to maybe phone me back, or I want you to, I want something. So my intention is to get something back. And I think in any kind of form of communication, that's when things break down. That's when people have a disconnection. Because I think whether it's personal relationships or romantic relationships or friendships or family or whatever the dynamic relationship, when you do something with an intention of wanting something back from the other person, and you're not doing it purely without wanting anything else back, even if it's just a response, that's when it works very, very well.
That's what I'm learning.
What did you say? You're learning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big thing. So next time you phone somebody or you email them or you send them a WhatsApp, and you might say, thinking about you, hope you're having a great day, you're on my mind. Do it with absolute unconditional, not wanting anything back. Don't do it from a place of ego where you're going, okay, are you going to respond?
You have a tip on how to do it, how to change that mindset. Do you have a tip for that?
Yeah, I do. I do. And I think it comes back to this whole topic about self-awareness, that when the person comes into your mind, so say whomever that is, the person comes into your mind, you think, oh my gosh, I wonder how they're doing. You've been on my mind all day. And you send them that message just to become more consciously aware of that you're doing it because you genuinely want to know how they are, and be aware of it's not about them responding or not, but it's about them knowing that you care about them. And that's it. And that's enough. But I think it's a training, because I think the ego gets so overridden with, why aren't you responding? Why aren't you acknowledging me? Why did you miss me as well? Like, it's just ridiculous. It just kind of is, It's so easy to be in that. So I think just being more aware can help.
And to let go, like you're saying, like no expectations, just let go. Let it come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one is to increase productivity. So you can be more, which kind of sums up all of this, you can be more productive if you are self-aware. But if you're not self-aware, you're not going to be productive because you're spending so much time and energy being a victim and feeling sorry for yourself. You're never going to get anything done, right?
No, that's very true. And I think like if we look at all the one and if we summing it all up, it's going to help you to improve your relationships. It's going to help you to improve your mood, everything. Like if your mood is better, you're going to be more productive.
Yeah.
If your relationship is better, you're also going to be very happy. So you're going to be more productive. So they all kind of link together. And that's the nice thing. But it's really important to really be aware to ourselves. And it's okay to acknowledge the good, not only the good things, but also the bad things. Because this is things that if we are aware about, we can actually fix them or improve them.
And allow your friends, and I say allow because some people are very sensitive and others people aren't, but allow people, maybe your friends, to be able to call you up on stuff. So like, say to them, if I am being like overly sensitive or overly dramatic or whatever, call me up on it and go, you know what, come on, like what, and kind of challenge you on it, because if you are surrounded by people that want to help you become the best version of yourself, they can guide you with that, because it's very easy to get caught up in the woe is me. It just kind of is, you know? So yeah, allow your friends to help you on that journey.
That's always, I think we always repeat and say that, like, have the right supporting group.
Yeah.
If you have it, you got the group that's going to keep you accountable, the group that's going to keep you pushing you forward. And that's part of it. And that's very important. So build the right circle of supporting group.
Absolutely. And then on Tuesday, we're just going to do one last little section on self-awareness, and then we're going to move on to self-esteem. Which, yeah, I think that this is quite a thorough topic that would be good to really go through quite in a lot of depth. So, yeah.
No, I agree. It's very interesting. I'll say thank you for everyone who watches. And have a lovely weekend. And we'll see you on Tuesday, 11 o'clock.
Bye.